As garage enthusiasts, we often add specific products to our goal list to try and achieve our specific garage goals, such as a lift if you really want to work on cars, or a four-post lift if you're looking to store a fleet or collection of cars, or even a workout area, or a TV, or a pressure washer. The list goes on and on and on to help you reach your garage goals. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about our latest sponsor, Hose, and one of my aspirational products to add to my garage. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Detached Garage. Today we are talking about our newest sponsor, Hose, and their 6000 series valve system. Now, this has been a dream of mine for quite a long time to have somewhat of a central vac, and ever since I saw this product, here, I'll cut to a clip right now so you can see it. Ever since I saw that awesome product, I've always wanted to put one in new construction. Sure, you can add it on the outside of the drywall to existing construction, or rip up your wall and redo it to if you do have existing construction. It's not that difficult, but in this phase where we are with our walls, this is the perfect time to install a Hose system. And you can see we're already partway into the installation over here. So let's flip the camera around and we will kind of go backwards from here and show you the installation process. All right, guys, so as you know, we are prepping for drywall in the garage. We've gotten the mechanical room completed with as far as right as it's gonna go, but we're gonna get drywall all the way over here and then all the way over and around here. But the two things we needed to do today are to install our newest sponsor, Hose, in their 6000 series valve system. So the first thing you want to do is figure out where along your garage wall we are going to put our valve. We decided right here would be a great spot for it because we can easily access the wash bay and the cars that are going to be going on here. We can also pull this down, and it's a 50-foot hose, and we can reach all the way to this back corner over here where the workbench is going to be. So cleaning up over there will be nice and easy. So the first step was figuring out where you want to position it just due to length, but you also need to figure out where you want to position it because of the length. So the vacuum is ultimately going to go over here, and that is not 50 feet, and you have to hide 50 feet of this hose inside of this PVC inside the wall. And so what we are actually doing is running it up and going away. You can see the white PVC here. We're actually going to go away and down this direction from the actual vacuum because we need to get that length away so we can retract all of this hose up into this coil. So now that we've got our position, we're going to go back in time a little bit and get to the installation of the actual valve mounting system right now. All right, guys, so start of the Hose 6000 install. We've got the actual valve body here installed. So it's basically a screw here, a screw here, and then this little plate in back. There's two screws that go back there. So you do need a longer extension. It's a little bit difficult with the spray foam on there already, just because we can't really get the drill back here. So I had to go buy an extension. So what we're doing is essentially going to go up through. We had to clear out some of the spray foam so we can get through the center of this fire block here. And then we're going to go all the way up through the double top plate as well. So we're going to go straight up, and then we're going to go away from the vacuum for right now because we need to get 50 feet away so we can have 50 foot of PVC to house the Hose inside of. All right, guys, so the 2.5-inch holes are drilled through the fire break as well as the double top plate. this is the standard pipe that they send you with hydro hose. And so we've got one length in here. We need about 13, 14 inches to get up through the double top plate. And then we're gonna start heading that way away from where the vacuum will be so we can fit all 50 feet of hose in here. We'll get this all cleaned out, but this just kind of sits in here. And yeah, we'll get to making sure that these are glued. So we'll glue the union here, we'll put that up through, and then we'll come back down, glue this, and then we will angle this 90 where we need it, and then we'll glue that. All right, guys, so we have this union glued. We also put this on top. This isn't glued yet, but one thing to quick remember is make sure you put your nail plates up so you don't find a vacuum leak in your hose. So we're pretty much ready for drywall except for putting the insulation back in. This is the cover that goes on for the mudding during the drywalling process. And then you can just undo these 4 screws and pop this back out so the drywallers can mud right up to this. Once that comes out, this is the valve cover that's going to go back on. So this is what you will actually see, and that will kind of fit into this area over here. But one big thing we still need to do, and I need to take this mud cover off, is we forgot to run the actual wire to turn on and off the vacuum system from the hydro hose here. Now, it's not that far of a distance to walk, but if we're gonna do this, we wanna do it right. So they send you the wire that comes along with it. So we're just gonna run this. We will run it through here. It hides actually behind the mud cover, which is super nice. And then we will run it up, and then we'll kind of just stash we'll stash the wire up at the very top and just keep it up there during drywall. We'll have a part 2 of this video for final connection and installing of the hydro hose into the system once we get the drywall up and once we get the vacuum mounted. That'll kind of be part 2 of this process. But part 1, you really just need to worry about getting this mounted, getting your connections completed, making sure you have your wall plates up so you don't put a screw or a nail through it. And then even this top 90 here isn't glued yet, but that is on the outside of the wall, so we will glue that last. So let's get this wire run, and then we will start putting the insulation back in, and we're pretty much ready for drywall. All right, guys, so welcome to the ceiling line. We've got the cord just kind of stashed up here. I've got it run through the exact same hole that we have the pipe run through. Again, this top 90 is not secured yet, so we can swing this around and we can angle it correctly into this pipe. But again, this is plenty fine for completing the drywall, and that is our big focus right now. So what I'm gonna do is probably just get some tape, tape this up to it. Let's go down to the bottom here, and we will then back this up, and then we will get this final wire run into the hole, and we will get it installed in the correct location. All right? All right, so wire bundle shoved up there. I've got the first piece of tape on. Let's get this mud plate back on, and then we will go up, finish taping. All right, guys, so Idaho 6000 installed all the way up to here. We'll get that second episode where we finish plumbing everything and hooking up the vacuum over here. But the last thing we need to do before drywall is run some thermostat wire. So we are going to have a dehumidifier and an ERV in here. And so the control box we are going to put right here. So what we need to do is we'll need to pull these two bats out. There's no wall box that this control goes on. So we just basically need to punch this through the wall. So we're gonna leave kind of like a dongle of thermostat wire just poking through. So what we need to do is we need to pull these two bats out, run this wire, drill through the double top plate, and fasten the wire up here. And we're kind of just gonna, I think we're just gonna run it over here somewhere and just leave the spool here. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's get these bats out and let's get rolling. All right, guys, so maybe not the prettiest temporary install, but we've got this through the wall. There's plenty of extra here to do what we need to do. And then we basically ran it up the stud, and then you can see it kind of temporarily placed up here. Then we ran it through the wall over here. We've got it draped over, and we've got the spool just sitting up here on the top. So lots to do still, but this is really set and ready for drywall. So part one of the hide-a-hose install is complete. We have this installed, and we also have the thermostat wire done and ready for the ERV and dehumidifier. So huge shout out to our sponsor, Hide-a-Hose, for this inspirational product. I hope some of you would find this product as aspirational as I would if you have the same garage goals as I do. Again, if we all had if we all had the same garage goals and all of our garages looked the same, the world would be a pretty boring place. But huge shout out to our sponsor today. We'll get to a part two coming up here in a future video, but we are ready for drywall. If you have any questions on the install process, please put them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next episode.